Testing, hot outbound car, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you ready?
I'm all ready.
You on here? Come on, let's go inside and get started. Dusty out in that hall?
Hey, get a load of butts over there.
Oh, would I like to fuck you just once? Dusty out in that hall? What's my temperature, Norton? Oh, come on, let's get moving. Isn't there any lawn here?
Yeah, about 300 pounds.
A 20% percentage.
And now, who is our next guest, please? Herb, here's our next guest.
Ed Norton. Ha ha! Watch this.
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
If they ever institute a Nut of the Month Club, I've got a very good idea who's going to be January and February.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Millie Davises of the world? You are listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Cramden, this appetizer has possibilities. If it's handled right, it could be a big thing. Now, tell me, is this your wife's exclusive recipe, or could there be someone else involved, like her mother?
You went back to.
I got to go back to Marshall,
well, right? You went back to Marshall.
I go back to Marshall. I can do Marshall every week.
The only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, also known as Clifton, New Jersey. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we will read them on the air.
Yes.
Our home base, the website where you can go to and listen to any of the episodes, is non-productive.com/honeymooners. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to support us through our Patreon. That you can go to any of the episodes, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can help us out. You know,
sure.
Maybe just...
I suppose I can put you down for the usual buck.
Yeah, if you're a little bit on the cheap side, or if you want to go a little bit up,
$100.
Yeah, you want to throw us $100? How about it?
$100.
Sure, we'll take it.
Sure, you can take the clicking out of our phone, too.
All right. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, call 240-442-2635. And don't forget to email us at honeymoonerspodcast@aol.com.
Aren't they ancient?
We sure are. We sure are. What's going on, Lou?
Oh, Joe, number 96.
Yes.
We have a 96 here. Good one.
Oh, we do.
Cortez Kennedy.
Was he on Detroit?
Seattle.
That's right, a defensive lineman.
Yes.
Well,
He's
96, that's right.
8-time Pro Bowler.
Wow.
Hall of Famer. And he had a 10-year career, so he was 8 times Pro Bowl in a 10-year. I think he was
Wow.
all with Seattle. I'm not 100% sure.
Wow, very good. That's a good one.
Because I don't do as
forgot
much
about
research as I used to do. Yeah, it's in 96 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm winging it.
Louis'
I'm
research.
Yeah.
When I said, did you do any research for the episode? He goes, yeah. Looked up Cortez Kennedy.
How many to choose from number 96?
Yes, exactly.
Joe, you want to just get back real quick.
Yes.
When I did my opening with Mr. Marshall.
Right.
The funniest thing about that is the
everything?
follow-up. Yeah, everything. Wow.
Everything.
But the follow-up line of Ralph, my mother-in-law, she's a nice lady. Like, what?
She's a nice lady.
Again,
when he talks about Trixie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trixie, she's a nice lady.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. But I'm saying, you're talking about your mother. Yeah, but Trixie is a nice lady.
She also is, his wife's best friend. He's known for 15 years.
But I'm saying, she is a nice lady.
Right.
I'm saying, calling his mother-in-law. That's what I'm saying. He's calling his mother. My mother-in-law's a nice lady and everything.
No, she's not. She's the complete opposite of the nice lady. That's true. Did not think of that aspect of it. Nice. Look, 96, we took a week off. We didn't come in. And before we get started, we want to talk about our wonderful, stupendous, colossal sponsor.
Yes.
And that is Silk City Hot Sauce.
Yeah.
Okay? What you got to do is you got to go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Get yourself some great hot sauce, right? You go and you purchase. And then when you get to the checkout counter, and first of all, the sauces you can get, you have like Badass Jew, which Lou likes.
Aztec Attack.
I am done with Slurp. I have to get new. I have to get more. I finish it. I still have a little bit of Mango Madness left.
Okay.
Somebody keeps sneaking some of the one of the hotter sauces, and it ain't me. It's my stepson for sure. Yeah. So
I ain't the dog. I know it's not Gleason. Not Gleason. He's too busy laying on a couch.
And so what you do is you go in there and purchase all of the great hot sauces, right? He's got all these different packages you can get. And then when you get to the checkout counter, right? I used to think it was in the right-hand corner. That's how much I actually have to purchase. We get it for free. But right in the center, there's a little thing for a little coupon code. And what you do is you put
RX
in the coupon code, and you get yourself 15% percentage off of your order, and you get a free bottle of
Cherry Sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
You know what? We could just go now.
All right,
we could just go. You know what I mean? We did it. We did it.
I look forward to that moment.
I know. Now I'm just like, all right, we're just gonna go run through the motions, get through the end of the episode.
Between doing Mr. Marshall in my opening and Cherry Sriracha, I'm done. Everything I can't get any funnier than that. I'm sorry.
But it's great. I mean, it's a great product, all of them. And here's the cool thing for any of you that didn't see, our pal Kingfish Levinsky. He is now in the midst of creating the Honeymooners hot sauce.
Yeah.
And it's called the
Honeymoon,
honey habanero.
Yeah.
And I think I actually told him, I said, you should put like it's honeylicious, like honeylicious or something. And he loves it.
Right.
But the best part is I put it out on our page like a week ago.
Yeah.
And Ira,
of course, our resident wordsmith, Ira.
Well,
was in the advertising business, so he looks at
Yes.
things like this.
Absolutely. And he was like, hey, this looks good. Here's the problem. And then he listed like 4 things that were spelled wrong.
Habanero was spelled wrong.
Habanero spelled wrong, the thing that's on the front. And even some of the ingredients were spelled wrong. Yeah. And he also...
And the pepper.
And
they had the peppers red and habaneros are green.
Right, but it's funny because Kingfish told me, he goes, yeah, we're keeping the red one because it looks cool. He goes, I know it's not the same one, but I don't care. But he was like, tell Mr. Ira that I would like to send him a free bottle when we get it.
There you go.
And Ira was like, nah, I'd just rather buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Going another week.
But yeah, so Ira put his 2 cents in.
He got a free bottle.
Isn't it crazy? What Ira does, he like berates you, but he kind of berates you and then helps you out at the same time. He helps you out and berates you at the same time. Yes. Yeah. Well, yes.
See, we're used to him, so these other people.
Absolutely hilarious. So, what we want to do first before we get started, because we got to do our full, we're behind.
We are
a little bit
behind.
So we want to do our full-grown nut of the week. But first, we're going to do is play our full-grown nut from last week. Okay, and here's the thing about this: this was Richie the Mole. Okay, and I just need to find it where I just put it out here. I don't understand where it went.
Don't look at me. I can't help you out.
Yeah, I know. Aren't they ancient? Don't do that. Ending. No, hello. Okay, here it is.
Go through
so, Richie the Mole, and we've gotten really tight with Richie the Mole. Like he sent us a book and all that. We talk all the time with him on through email. And so he was full grown nut of the week last week, and he sent us a message through email, and it's. For anybody that's even heard of Richie the Mole or seen him posting or anything, this is not what I thought he sounded like. You know how like when you talk with somebody online, you always have a way you think their voice is going to be. Mm-hmm. And this is not what I thought Richie the Mole's is. Now, this is about 2 minutes, and it's worth it. I enjoyed the whole 2 minutes of it, and here it is.
Joe, Louie, certified Nut of the Week committee members, let me begin by saying I am humbled to even be considered to be deemed worthy of such an honor as certified Nut of the Week. Oh, how sweet it is. But tonight I want to speak of two other nuts, two unsung heroes of the Honeymooners podcast, Joe and Louie's wives. Oh, how many lonely nights have they spent waiting to hear the key turn in the lock? Oh, how many dinners have they kept warm for hours waiting for their men to return?
By the way, Louis, this is the first time Louis hearing this.
Yeah,
I know what Louis thinking right away.
Now, like,
I'm not married.
I
know that's the first thing Louis saying. But anyway, go ahead. Here we go. I'll continue. I knew it. I didn't want Louis to know. Louis like, I'm not married. All right, here we go.
Are Joe and Louie out at a bowling alley, shooting pool, or guzzling beer down at the lodge? No. While their wives sit home in silent solitude, Joe and Louie can be found in the writer's room. I have come to believe the Honeymooners podcast is without question the best rehearsed and well-written podcast available on the web. Imagine, my friends, Louie slumped over his IBM Selectric typewriter at midnight, pecking away with 2 fingers raw from endless hours of typing. Joe dutifully standing by with a paintbrush full of liquid paper. The rights, the rewrites of rewrites. And they've not yet begun to rehearse. Don't be fooled, my friends. There has never been a flub on the Honeymooners podcast. No. There's never been a mistake on the Honeymooners podcast. Yeah. What you hear are carefully crafted comedy bits, endlessly rehearsed. This commitment is what makes Joe and Louie seem relatable. When they write a flub into a bit, it makes us feel better about ourselves. It makes them relatable. Oh, ho, ho, they could edit out a flub. Because if Joey and Louie appear to be human, it helps us accept our own flawed human existence. So I humbly raise a toast to the 2 women who make it all possible. For their sacrifice, their lonely existence, their heartbreak is what makes us laugh. Without Mrs. Conte and Mrs. Fats, the careful crafting of the Honeymooners podcast would not be possible. RX, from Certified Nut of the Week, Richie the Mole.
Richie the Mole. Unbelievable. He figured it out.
Yeah.
This is all rehearsed.
He knew it.
Every bit of this is all written down. I'm reading what I'm saying right now. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, I'm reading what I'm saying right now about Richie the Mole, about what he just did right there.
In 96 episodes to finally read something.
Oh, my God. That was great.
Richie,
Thank you,
was
Richie,
great,
man.
Richie.
Absolutely. I see, Louis didn't hear this. I did. And I knew that would make Louis just go, whoa, wait
a minute. Oh, wait.
Hey, whoa, wait, oh, hey, oh, hey. All right. Well, listen, that was our last week's full-grown nut of the week. And you know what that means, kids? You know what that means.
Verily. The Honeymooners podcast knights the full-grown nut of the week. Aren't you lucky?
It gives me real pleasure to present to you this award.
Michael Bruce. Yes, Michael Bruce.
Yeah.
Michael, if you don't remember, Michael was the one that sent the great voicemail.
He's the king of the voicemail.
Yes, and he's got a great voice. He's a musician.
Yep.
And Mike is just great. Some of the stuff that he's that we made on the air from him were just tremendous, funny.
He played Fred's Landing.
That's right.
How many musicians could?
How many musicians do you
say
know?
That?
Yeah.
So
Poo Poo to Madison Square Garden. Forget about MetLife Stadium. Yeah. Fred's Landing. All right. Michael Bruce's band played at Fred's Landing. Yes. They only had one speaker. Yeah, it was only one speaker. Because somebody took the tubes out of the radio. Hey.
Joe's okay now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the show's okay now, but last week it was in rough shape. It was in rough shape. But yes, of course, Michael Bruce, man, we appreciate it. Now, listen, I will be honest, it wasn't a slam dunk.
Yeah.
You know, because they've been getting. In the beginning, the Board of Nuts were like, sure. Now they want they're looking for a little more, criteria.
Well, yeah, because they don't want to cheapen up this award.
Exactly.
And I don't blame them one bit. They don't want this award to be cheap or just giving it out to people. No.
Exactly.
No.
So, what happened was Louis was telling me that they were thinking, you know what, they were kind of deadlocked.
Well, yeah, when I was in contact with the Board of Nuts, and they were kind of deadlocked. Now, me and Joe, we have no vote.
No, we have nothing to do with it.
We have nothing to do with it, so
right.
we can't. We just, and I'm the contact man between the Board of Nuts.
Right.
So,
they
were deadlocked. They were deadlocked.
Right.
So I said to them, well, how about if we give you Ira
to kind of
break the deadlock?
Right.
And their response was,
Don't do that.
I guess they didn't want to take a berating, a beating.
So they said, give us a minute, we'll be right out. And they came out with Michael Bruce.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we finally said, this has got to be the guy.
Yeah.
This has got to be the guy. And you know what? He's joining a big group, you know?
Yeah, growing.
There's a lot of full-grown nuts around this house.
Absolutely.
And growing.
Yeah, and growing. And you know what they all have in common?
What's that, Joe?
I am humble.
They're all humbled. They're all about being humbled. Exactly. And even Michael Bruce. It
brings a tear to my eye and a lump to my throat. What made the judges pick me above all the rest?
We mentioned Ira's name. That's
Don't do that.
so stupid.
oh God.
Yeah, so we appreciate Michael Bruce for being part of it. You know, and when Louis made the mistake of actually asking Ira, you know, we're thinking of trying to find somebody to, kind of break it to figure out who's going to win. Yeah. And Ira was like,
me.
Anyway, congratulations, Michael.
Michael, yes, congratulations.
Well deserved, and we totally appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
And speaking of voicemails, because Michael was the one that, he's done a couple of great voicemails to us.
Excellent.
We had gotten a voicemail today.
Yeah.
And it was a guy doing a little sketch for us.
Yeah.
And it was I think it was pretty funny.
Pretty good, yeah.
He just never told us his name.
Yeah, we don't know who it is.
So the only thing I do know, it's a 516 area code.
Okay.
So it's a Long Island person.
Okay.
So whoever left the voicemail, you guys know what it is, all right? Whoever it is knows. Send us another one, or just send us one, or email us and let us know that it was you.
Yeah, it was you. Yes, we can give you
because we're not going to play it. Yeah, we're not going to play it
until we give you proper credit.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So, what we want to do is get to, the show, and we want to start out. We're going to start out with something from last week.
Yes.
And it's, here we go. Haven't heard this in a while.
No, it's a great one.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are proud to present Honeymooners Podcast Revisited.
All right.
Yes.
And that's my pal Dave Ingram, who's actually, he's out touring in Europe right now
is he?
with his band. So hopefully Dave is doing well.
Yes.
And keep that voice fresh.
Yes, Dave.
Have some of that honey habanero when it comes out. Keep those
vocal cords.
Or else Lou will want nothing to do with you.
I want that voice.
Yeah, I do. It would just be great. So we want to get to last week, the last episode.
Yeah, last time we were here.
I brought up the fact that I thought that the line after Hello Ball.
Yes.
And we understand Hello Ball is iconic and all that kind of stuff. But the line of what do you think is crazier, saying tally ho to a fox or saying
hello to a golf ball,
right? And we kind of were like, one thing about it, we wanted to know about jumping the gun.
Jumping the gun. We think Ralph
may have
jumped the gun on it,
on it.
And Art Carney, being the professional that he is, just continued his line.
So let's.
So you'll hear it.
Yep. Now think of the Ralph jumping the gun, and we'll play the whole thing.
And then we'll play it after.
Step up. Plant your
Feet firmly. Firmly. I love that.
Hello, boy.
Who screams in the audience? Man.
Screams. Absolute screams.
Take the earphones off.
I know.
Hello, Paul. Will you get in the book and find out when it starts to swinging?
Maybe it sounds nuts. I don't know. That's what they say in golf there. They say tally-ho when they're fox hunting. What's crazier, saying tally-ho to a fox or saying hello to a golf ball?
And then right after that, he says, go into the book, and start swinging. But he said that already. While Art Carney was
setting up his tally-ho
rebuttal.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? Do you think he jumped the gun? I don't know. Let's go by maybe his track record. Maybe, yeah. Let's see. Do we think the guy who was the consummate thespian who knew every line, or was it the guy who might have been pounding some beers over at Touch Shores, who had a photographic memory, who maybe didn't really appreciate rehearsing as much?
And there's also in there, and we've touched on this before, when Ralph says to him, hello, ball.
Right.
Oliver Hardy. It's Oliver
Hardy. You're right. Yes. And he does a lot of that.
He does a lot of Oliver Hardys.
Look,
he loved
so did
Oliver Hardy.
Alan Hale Jr. from Gilligan's Island. Him and he would look into the camera a lot. Gleason never did that.
No.
But he did a lot of, I certainly do. We could do an episode about I certainly do. So, I think you're 100% right. He definitely...
That was Oliver Hardy.
Oliver Hardy probably influenced hundreds, thousands of comedians just back in those days.
Oh, my
absolutely.
God. Phenomenal.
So, I think he jumped the gun.
Oh, definitely jumped the gun. Because then he says the same line after he finishes.
Yes, exactly.
Something about the book, like what to say in the book or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
About the swing. It was like,
yes.
Oh God.
Okay, well, I agree. I'm definitely down with that. Okay, so now we want to get into a thing that I noticed about A Matter of Life and Death. Okay? And we all know that was with the dog when he thought he was going to die.
Right.
And in the very beginning, it's first Alice and Trixie. The episode starts with them two.
Right.
I think Trixie comes in. And they're talking about Ginger the dog. And don't tell Ralph. We spent $10, $3 for Ralph. Then Ralph and Ed come in. And I noticed this. There is like a 20-second applause. Like, you would think they were standing up. Yeah.
20 seconds.
It's
Joe, that's like you're sitting at a traffic light for 20 seconds, and it seems like you're there
eternity.
For... Yes.
Like, if you ask people how long do most, traffic lights are?
Like 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
No, it's not. 20 seconds.
20 seconds. 30. If it's 30 seconds or 40, you're screaming and beeping the horn.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it. And then one day I'm like, this is a long. And this is the one where you were just like, because then now they focus on Art and, Ed and Trixie. Mm-hmm. And he does the joke.
Doing a joke,
And don't I get anything? And you always said, I wonder what Gleason and Audrey were doing off screen. But during that whole time, they're still clapping and applauding. So I want you guys to hear it and hear how egregious this is, and not in a negative way.
Yeah. See how long 20 seconds
20 seconds is. Here we go.
Well, oh, no, just the regular checkup. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hiya, hon.
Okay, should be done.
Whistling.
No, not done. Nope.
It's still whistling.
Maybe it should be done. No, not yet.
Whistling again.
What's the matter with me, Trixie? Don't I get
and
nothing?
There you go.
I'm too tired.
How do you like that? I've been working down the sewer all day long, and she's tired.
That's another reason.
Very comical. Save your jokes for the butcher.
Okay, so there's two things here. Did you take notice on how long of an applause break that is? And I think Louis agreed with me. I think it's because you had Audrey and Joyce there.
Already there.
And then
they're established on the stage.
They're established there. And then you have Ralph and Ed walking in at the same time.
Right.
Starting the episode.
Yep.
And I think they were just
it was
overwhelmed.
It was kind of like 10 seconds for Ralph, 10 seconds for Ed. And they just combined it, and it came out to 20 seconds. If my math is correct. And it came out to 20 seconds. But it's how many times have they ever walked on stage together?
Right away, I'm thinking of when they came in with the pizza. Mm-hmm. That's one.
Yeah.
But that I don't know.
Yeah, but that was already. This is the opening scene.
Yeah,
so that's what's different because you're not going to. I mean, in the middle of the skit, they're already established. They're already there. We've already applauded for them and blah blah blah. So
although they do that once.
Yeah.
When they came in one time. And second, it was weird. It was like a weird thing. It was like the second scene,
maybe the second act,
and they
or
clapped.
something.
They clapped for him again, but not like this.
This is like they're just greeting them and coming onto the stage together.
Yes,
and I was like,
and in fact, you have all four of them at once in the beginning of the episode, in the first scene. And I don't know if that's ever happened in the original 39.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. And like I said, I don't research things anymore, so I don't know.
He just researches Monahan.
That's all I do. I just look up Mr. Marshall lines, and I just write them down.
But I think it's exactly what you said. You had two of the main characters on there. Mm-hmm. It's getting, they're setting up the episode. They're talking about the dog. People don't really understand what's going on. And then here come the other two. They're all four there, and they got swept away.
Well, can you imagine if you're in the audience and all of a sudden, obviously we know because we've seen it 1,000 times. The door opens and they both walk out, and you're in the audience like, oh my god!
Right, you know that you're going to see them all, but just to see them coming
together. Maybe one walks in and later another one. The other one comes in, but there they walked in together. That was the audience's reaction. Like, oh my god, here they are, both of them.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Genuine.
Yeah,
there was nobody with there was no applause lights.
Applause line up,
no, this isn't like a game show or anything like that. They do that.
Yeah.
They tell, come on, applause. Not in this. And I agree.
Yep.
I think it's just that anomaly of that happening right at once. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it is 20 seconds.
You heard how long it was. Just listening to it, it's long.
Listen, I've been doing comedy for 20 years. I don't think altogether I've had 20 seconds of applause. Okay?
It's coming.
It's a second. It's second per year. Second per year.
It's coming.
And while we were getting this, Louis noticed that Norton, when she says that's another thing, and he goes, very comical.
Very comical.
He says very comical. I never heard that.
It's like
before.
when he said the other time, very attractive.
Right. Very attractive.
You are very attractive.
You are very attractive. You're beautiful. Very attractive.
Very attractive.
Very comical. Never heard that.
You know what it's too, Joe? Because I love the line, save those jokes for the butcher. I love the line.
He says that first, right?
No, after that.
Oh, yeah.
Save your jokes for the butcher.
Save your jokes for the butcher, right.
So I'm always waiting for that line.
You're waiting for that line.
So I just heard very comical just now when we were
never heard it before. Never heard it before.
Richie, we do set these things up. Maybe like 3 minutes, but we set them up.
Yes. But it's just absolutely tremendous that they did that for that long, and then we hear this.
Yep.
Very comical, which is a funny little thing. Very comical.
Very comical.
That's kind of his Weisenheimer.
Yeah.
That's Ralph's Weisenheimer.
Yep.
Oh, you're a big Weisenheimer. Yeah. You're a regular Riot. Yeah. That was Ed Norton's. Very comical. And who knows? That could have been just a.
Who knows?
It could have been, could have been a little snip of an ad lib or whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
And
then Nortonism.
Very
snide remark.
Nortonism. So, question number 1 this week. What do you guys think? Do you think that was the reason why the applause? I think so.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think
so.
Them walking out together and the audience not knowing.
Absolutely. I agree.
So we'll see what the people think.
Yes, we'll see what the people think.
See what the people think.
Okay, so now we want to get into something we got an email from Bibbs.
Yeah, Brother Bibbs.
Brother Bibbs.
A full-grown nut of the week.
Oh,
inductee.
Yes, and, he's like, you have Ruth, Irish Ruth,
Yes.
and he's Garrick.
Garrick,
You know what I mean? They're right up there. And so Bibbs was talking about man's pride, which we're becoming obsessed with man's pride.
It's our
By
new
the
trap.
way, I think next week we are going to have fun with the whole colonnade scene.
Yes.
Because we got about 4 different things we want to go
Love
over.
it. Love it.
And we might next week might be all about the colonnade. But because we've been on this man's pride thing.
Yeah.
And we were talking about what prompted him to bring that up.
Oh, he sent in an email and he said, did you notice that when they cut to the scene and right before the bill, right before the coffee,
Okay.
the demi-tasse, goes, Bill Davis, Millie Davis, and Alice are wiping their hands with their napkin, with the napkins on the cloth. What do you call it? Thing they put on your whatever you call it.
things that me and you don't use.
Yeah. I don't do that. I use my sleeve.
Here, well, you know what? I can read it here.
Oh, read it, go ahead.
Here's an item. When the colonnade room scene in Pride starts, they're all wiping their hands, except Ralph chose not to, with his napkin in his shirt.
Yeah, tucked in his shirt.
Why were they wiping their hands? I'll tell you in the next email if you can get it. House of Manana, RX Bibbs.
Okay.
And then he proceeds to tell us.
No, I went on. I went on and got the episode. I looked at it.
Okay.
So when I looked at it, and they're wiping their hands, the 3 of them, on the table. I guess back in the day they did these things. There are finger bowls, and you would dip your fingertips in them, and then wipe your hands with your napkin, with your lap napkin, whatever you want to call it.
So it's almost like if you had like those for like people you're eating wings. Now they give you toilets, but it's the same.
The same principle.
Same principle.
I mean,
it
what
gives
they
you
were
the
eating.
same results.
It just, but they were just dipping. It was something they did.
Little
warm water. Dip your fingers, and then you just wipe them off. And that's what it was. And like, wow, never noticed it.
Never noticed it. First of all, I never heard of that.
The finger bowl. I heard of finger bowls, but
you had heard of finger bowls.
Yes, I had heard of finger bowl, but I never witnessed it. Somebody actually using it. Because you do see, I think Millie goes back into the bowl and dips her fingers again.
Does it again.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to watch it, it's on YouTube. This is an episode that's actually on YouTube, so everybody can get it. And you'll see, I believe Millie goes back and dips her finger again.
Okay.
Or maybe she just did it at that time. But they're all wiping their hands as the scene opens.
Yep.
Because the table's cleared. They cleared the table.
That's right.
Because they're right now the coffee's coming.
Correct. Black cup of coffee.
I'll have neither. I'll have a small cup of black coffee.
But a very interesting little tidbit, of course, from Bibbs. Because
he sees things like that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he also made a thing as Frank Marth gets up and leaves with that woman.
Oh, yeah.
Not his wife.
He's obsessed. He's obsessed with who Harvey Wallstetter is walking out of the colonnade room with.
Yeah.
He is obsessed.
Not his wife.
Get a hobby, Bibbs.
Yeah.
Leave Frank Marth alone, all right?
So he's dating a June Taylor dancer. Who cares?
Yeah. So that is, and we're going to get into the colonnade room. We have more things that Louie's got some things about the bill. And we're
going to discuss the bill.
We're going to have some fun with the colonnade room.
Absolutely. Great episode. What a way to wrap up 39.
Not knowing that they were
Not knowing I was wrapping it up. But, oh, my God, you couldn't get a better episode than Man's Pride.
We'll talk about that next week about where it's in our list now.
Yes.
No,
There's a couple things I got to do, too. Especially, I love Monahan in that. Mr. Monahan. When he's up in the office, I love Monahan in that. Oh God, he's awful. It's so great. He's so bad. It's great. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so now since we were talking about Ira, right? Yeah. Because we were figuring let's talk more about Ira.
Don't do that.
Are you sure? Come on, we'll talk a little more about Ira.
Don't do that.
He's only been mentioned like 5 times during the show already.
He's going to love it, absolutely.
Oh, he's going to love it.
He'll send me an email cursing me out and say, thank you, I love you guys.
Said something wrong.
So, he emails me, and he emails us.
Yeah. But Joe, I don't look at the emails.
Yeah. So, it was about the Safety Award.
Yes.
And he had a thought, and it's from this. And then I'll tell you what he says.
Yes.
I wasn't going to mention this, but somebody I heard down at the bus company, somebody said that somebody had an idea of putting a plaque on the front of Ralph's bus saying, "You are now driving in the world with the world's safest bus driver, Ralph Cramden."
Oh, a plaque like that. Ed, you can tell me. Who got the idea?
Ralph.
By the way, I mean, I love the way he says Ralph.
Ralph, perfect.
It's almost as good as, it's actually better than in the downstairs when they're talking about who spread the rumor.
Yeah.
Ralph Cramden did.
I love that. Cramden did. Yeah.
This is on that level.
Yeah.
It's just Ralph.
Oh, it's also, when you think about it, Joe, Alice. And who sits in those two seats?
Ralph. Yeah. Just great one line. Just a great one word hilarious line. So with that scene, with that little exchange, this is what Ira emails us. You are now driving with the world's safest bus driver, unquote. Then, ooh, a plaque like that. That couldn't have been Alice's line in the script, could it? Kind of makes no sense. I understand what he's saying. Yeah. Like, a plaque like that it's weird. I guess.
You know, Joe, when you think about that, she really doesn't have to say that.
Right.
She could just go into the line and just say, "Hey, come on, Ed, you could tell me."
Or be like, "Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Come on, Ed,
you could tell me who said it."
Right. But a plaque like that, it is a weird line, and we all know Audrey was tremendous. So maybe they were just, hey, listen, let's write a line for her to respond that she understands what he's saying.
Just to get to the main line of
course.
Come on, Ed, you could tell me.
Yeah, you could tell me. Right. It's the setup.
Yeah, the setup to that. So,
and look, this is what we do.
But I was actually asking a question here.
Yeah,
he's
kind of saying,
it just doesn't make sense to him. So he's asking basically us.
Right.
Does it make sense to the?
And I kind of understand what he's saying.
Me too.
You know, so I'm thinking maybe we should have a segment where Ira always. Don't do that. Okay, forget it. Then. All right, no, that's fine. Scratch that idea. But I almost agree with him.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, it's inconsequential. It's a setup to the setup. It's a setup to the setup to the Ralph.
Yeah.
But it doesn't kind of make sense. Ooh, a plaque like
that.
And she didn't even ask. She was like, ooh, a plaque like that. It's kind of weird. It could have been like, ooh, really?
Yeah, because the line is awkward. And I think that's what Ira's getting at.
I think that's what he's getting at.
The line is kind of awkward.
Yes.
Like, I don't know did she throw it in there or they just wrote it like that, or
yeah.
I don't know. But like I said,
and I'm sure they didn't
set up to the setup,
and I'm sure they didn't put that much thought into it.
Yeah,
because like
they want to get to the right, they want to get to the line. They don't want to. Come on, Ed,
tell me
who's
right, exactly. Okay. So I'm on there. Yeah, he's been on fire.
He's on fire now.
He really has. He has definitely been something of a beast when it comes to.
Well, he's.
I mean,
first full grown out of the week. You got it.
Yeah. Those are big.
You got to live up to this. you know.
You don't just get it just because you just listened from the first
day, and we're killing us from day one.
Yeah, and we actually named an episode after you were trashing us.
But all good. All comes in a big circle. And
absolutely.
All good. Turns out all good.
So, before we...
No.
Isn't that great? I love that.
Don't do that.
This is Louis came up with the idea.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that, and we can use it for other things.
Well,
but,
of course, that's not dying.
It's fantastic. That's another good one. So Louis wanted to come up with a trivia question, right?
Yeah.
And his trivia question was going to be: can you name all the streets that were named in the episode more than once?
Yeah, multiple. Yeah, the streets mentioned multiple times.
Right. And I'm like, no, I don't want to use that as
trivia.
trivia.
No, don't use that as trivia.
I think that would be a great thing for us to discuss.
Yeah.
And then maybe get some of the full-grown nuts and others.
Yeah, in case we forget something, because like this is off the top of our heads, because it wasn't,
So, go ahead, name the streets that have been named more than once.
More than once. And Joe, chime in when I say a street. Just chime in and tell me where we heard it.
Okay.
We'll go back and forth like that.
Okay.
Chauncey Street, obviously. So we're not going to go. We're not going to delve into Chauncey Street because it's been mentioned many times.
With the maid.
Yeah, and the maid. Yeah.
And I think.
Where do you live? 328 Chauncey Street. And then Judge Hurdle. Right here, 328 Chauncey Street. Yeah. Okay. Right. So it's mentioned a zillion times.
Of course.
Now, Park Avenue.
See, Park Ave. You were saying, first of all, how do you think this furniture is going to look like
in a Park Avenue?
In a Park Avenue apartment.
And also Mr. Marshall.
Park Avenue.
We're shooting pool on Park Avenue tonight. That's the same episode.
Yes,
right? That's the same episode.
Yep.
Now, the other Park Avenue is the air-conditioned sewers.
Yes, that's true. The air-conditioned sewer.
Always catch coal on Park Avenue.
Always catch coal on Park Avenue.
Why? They're air-conditioned.
Air-conditioned. How about in the Ralph Crampton Inc. going to the
no, is that where that's where the
no,
that's where the furniture one comes from.
To Alice.
He said that's where the furniture. How this furniture looks in the Park Avenue apartment.
That's not because of his raise, or because he thought he was getting a promotion.
He thought he was getting the money.
He thought he was getting the money.
He thought he was getting $40 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So okay,
that's what I thought. All right. Go ahead.
All right. That's Park Avenue.
Now
we have Kosciuszko Street.
Kosciuszko Street.
Okay.
I'm thinking 33 Kosciuszko
33
Street.
Kosciuszko Street. Okay.
Gibson,
We got
Karen
Gibson's. And then we also have the tour of the sewer. It's tonight. Thursday night.
It's the tour of the Kosciuszko Street sewer.
Now, Joe, this goes back to what you always say, what Carlin said about the K's, and this is why Kosciuszko Street is funny.
It's just a funny word.
It's a funny word.
Funny word.
Kosciuszko Street's a funny word. So, because of the K and the school one,
Absolutely
named after General Kosciuszko. So that's where you get So we have multiple Kosciuszkos. Now, we also have Hemrod Street.
Yes, and I know two.
Okay, that's all I think we have, but name them.
Hemrod Street, where Ed was hurt.
Explosion.
And
the sewer on Hemrod Street.
Yes, he was hurt.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
And two is where the Barfelds live.
The Barfelds live.
With the address,
With
right?
the address, yep.
Do you remember the address itself?
383?
I think you're right. 383
Hemrod Street,
Hemrod
apartment
Street.
4D.
Apartment 4D. Very good. That's a good one.
Or is that the other one? Or is that the no. No, that's the address. 465. I think it's 383 Hemrod, and isn't it 465 Van Buren is where Harvey, because that's where Alice goes. Because she's already been.
Oh, she's already
been to the Barfelds, right?
Because of the bar,
right. And this is basically her second gig,
right? Because he's saying, "Oh, she's very good.
She's very good. Oh, she's very good.
Very good." Right. So there's probably two Hemrod Streets.
So there's two Hemrod Streets. Okay, now here's another good. Madison Avenue.
See, that's interesting
Now
because he mentions you don't have to when he thinks he's going to get the assistant traffic manager.
Right.
You don't have to go and travel 3 miles. Hand the note to the thing to Madison Avenue
right.
or whatever.
Well, yeah. But there's also, and I believe Herb Norris says it when he gets splashed. Well, the other day I was, on the big machine
Avenue,
and
Madison Avenue.
The other day I was standing on Madison
bearing
Avenue,
down on me
on Madison Avenue. A bus came bearing down on me, splashed me with blah blah blah. Was that you?
Was that you?
Great line.
Great line.
Great line. Without is that you? Now, Ziggy.
Yes, funny money.
Funny money.
Yes.
When he's on the bus,
yep.
He goes up to Madison Avenue, but he goes, I think it was to Gotham. But he said, when he's trying to explain to boss why he left the money on the bus,
right.
He goes, a cop gets on 49th Street, and he's looking at me. So he's on Madison and 49th. So
now,
I believe he said
Madison?
I think he says Madison. Now, I'm sure there's other things. Anybody out there knows that Madison was mentioned another time. You would think so, being that Ralph is, he's always talking about his bus driving his route.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You would think it's mentioned another time. If any guys out there, just chime in. Please chime in.
What about Man's Pride? Doesn't he mention it on? Because where's your where's your office at? So doesn't he mention it in Man's Pride?
No,
he doesn't.
No, Man's Pride. No, it's not on Madison Avenue. That's his route. Man's Pride. The bus company's on 9th and 48th.
That's right, 9th and 48th Street.
So
right.
Those are the other streets that are mentioned only once.
Gotcha.
DeKalb Avenue.
And where?
Dowsers with the vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
That's DeKalb. 225th Street sewer.
That's when he went up for the costume ball.
There you go.
Okay.
Remember you made the point he ran all the way from, which isn't even in Brooklyn. 225th
ran through Manhattan.
Ran through Manhattan, probably part of the Bronx, and Staten Island too.
With his mask on.
With his mask on.
Like there was a pandemic going on.
So that's 220. Then we said Van Buren Street.
Yep.
That's where the Wallsteaders
Buren,
live.
yep.
On Van Buren. 9th Avenue, Bus Company. 48th Street, the corner of the Bus Company. And 49th Street, where Ziggy saw the cop get on the bus.
Yeah.
So that's the streets.
Okay, so just name the 5 that were used
Okay,
multiple.
all right, we're going to go. Chauncey Street, obviously. We don't need anything on Chauncey Street. We know that. Park Avenue, Kosciuszko Street, Hemrod Street, and Madison Avenue. Madison Avenue is the one we think. But we think it was mentioned, well, maybe more than twice. It could have been mentioned because it had to be.
So we got those 5.
Those are
we
5.
We want to know if anybody else, is there any other ones that were mentioned more than once? And any other ones that were mentioned, period.
Yeah, another street if you can come up with some other street.
Absolutely. I'll put a post up when the episode comes out.
Sure.
And we just want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Keeps me from doing
Listen,
research.
yeah, exactly. You get all this work from us. We want a little work from you.
Either that
okay?
or drop a buck on Patreon. One of the two.
Oh, man.
Earn your stripes. Earn your stripes so you full-grown nuts of the week.
Yeah, really. And some of those that are waiting to
be full nuts. That's right. This could be your to being the next full-grown nut of the week.
Just so you guys know, there's a long list of you guys. We just don't have enough weeks. We're getting to it.
And we're only going almost every other week now.
Yeah, sometimes we do every other
schedules
week.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll come to you. Yeah. Just don't worry. All right. Well, we're coming up to our final bit of the week and Louie's 8th favorite clip. And here we go.
And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please? Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our
comedian from Mongolia, Joe Conti.
I want to see the expression on your face when you miss it.
Well, good
gosh. I want to see him on that road from Mongolia to Tibet.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. All right.
All right, so we covered Mongolia and Tibet. So we got to come up with something else next week. Okay, now.
I love the fact you give me a different place every
And
time.
again, let me tell you something. We are notorious. Everybody knows we're notorious for not preparing anything.
Yeah, you can tell what we prepare.
Even outside what Richie the Mole said. We don't prepare. And here's another thing we don't do. We don't write things down that we've used. So sometimes we don't know what we've used.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only, what we started doing today? Guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. We just today wrote down, because we never wrote down who we had as full grown nut of the week. We just went through them, and I'm like, oh, dude, who did we use already?
So we don't want to give somebody twice.
Yeah, so we have to take 10 minutes and go through it and try to figure it out. We may have forgotten somebody, but now I'm going to continue to write on a little piece of paper here, in my top pan, dress pan, drawer. And keep that. But so that just gives you.
Yeah, I don't write down these places where Joe's from, so I don't know. I mean, we may be revisiting another place one of these days. Like maybe
we could do a revisiting about the revisiting.
Revisiting Weehawken, New Jersey. Right. Joe appearing again in Weehawken, New Jersey.
All right.
So this was prepared by
Professor Walter Newman.
Yes, it is, Professor. Your bottle of cherry sriracha is on its way.
Yes, it is.
That's how he gets paid. All right.
Okay.
My favorite character, Jim, is one of my favorite characters.
Oh, Mr. It's oh my God. It's,
I'm on a very strict diet. Mr. Marshall.
Mr. Marshall, of course.
One of my favorite.
What I was doing, I was like,
yeah, you go.
Mr. Marshall.
Mr. Marshall.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't.
Sorry, I blew your thing. That's because we don't prepare.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
If we prepared, I would have let him go, and it would have been funny. But I blew that. All right. So here's the question: what's Mr. Marshall's secretary's name?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it Mr. Marshall who? Oh wait. Not the one that was Mr. Marshall most of the time.
Yeah,
not the guy who played Marshall once.
No, Mr. Marshall. He played.
Yeah,
he played the other guy.
Pool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Him.
That Mr. Marshall.
Not the other Marshall who was just Marshall once.
No, this is Marshall Pool, Marshall Dog Food.
Gotcha.
Mr. Marshall.
Okay.
The one I always quote.
Mr. Marshall. His secretary. I know it's not it. I feel it's a one-syllable name, but like Claire or something, but it's not Claire.
No.
Can you give me the first?
It's a Miss. It's a last name.
Miss Evans?
Got it.
Is it Miss Evans?
Miss Evans.
Oh, okay,
Miss
cool.
Evans. Send in Mr. Peck.
That's
Mr. Tebbets, too.
very nice. Here's my 20-second applause.
How do you do, Mr. Hamlet?
Oh, okay. That's weird.
I know.
All right. Well, all right. I was actually kind of proud of myself.
Yeah.
I didn't do too bad on that one.
No, not too bad.
All right. So, how are we going to do this here? We're going to start off and finish up with who can we thank? All right. First, we got to thank Silk City Hot Sauce, okay? And don't forget to go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Get yourself some great, phenomenal hot sauce, and soon to be the Honey Habanero, with our Honeymooners logo on there. Yep. I think he's actually going to have a Honeymooners podcast thing on the side.
That'd be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Beautiful.
And don't forget, go there and get yourself some great hot sauce and put RX in the coupon code and get yourself 15% percentage off of your order, and you get a free bottle of
Jerry Sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
I can't believe I snuck in three of those today.
Oh, God.
Such a weasel.
That's
such a weasel.
Worth everyone. Worth everyone.
And who else can we thank? All of you guys who listen, all you full-grown nuts. Our full-grown nut of the week this week, Michael Bruce. All of you guys who email. Ira, we have to thank Ira for today.
Yep.
Bibbs
for
today.
Contributing. Good
and these guys are
contribution,
all, they're all regulars. And all of you guys, we appreciate all of you. And share with your friends on social media some of our either clips from the YouTube page. And subscribe to our YouTube page, too. It's got my comedy on there, but it's got a bunch of our videos on there. And we also want to thank the Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge, with Joy and Brother Norton. And also go to Etsy.com and put in the Honeymooners store, and Brother Norton's got a couple of things on there. He's still selling.
He's still selling
some mugs. I use that mug every Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning.
Great mug.
It's a great mug. You have yours.
A little strong but good. Good. And it had something else on the other side, I think.
Yeah, I forget. Mine's all about the Marshall's. The food,
the
Cranmars, delicious mystery appetizer.
Mine's a little strong.
He's a little strong, but good. And what else? And if you want to check out my 1-hour comedy album called Happiness, you can download it anywhere you get your music or comedy. And if you want to support us, you can go to Patreon. You just go to any of our episodes on our website and scroll to the bottom, and you can get. You could donate a couple dollars, you could just
help. Suppose I can put you down for the usual buck. Huh?
And now you full-grown nuts, part of the requirements, you have to give us
$100.
And and that's how it works.
I see people sending back their certificates. It was fun while it lasted, but I don't think so.
We're going to see a certificate folded like a paper airplane flying into our studio.
Paper aerial plane.
Aerial plane.
Oh, that's not how you make a paper aerial plane.
All right. Well, listen. That's it. Our episode 96 in the books. For me and Lou, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
Goodbye, Mr. Crandon. I'll be seeing you.
I'll be seeing you, Irving Kale and Sammy Fain, 1938.
No, Mr. Crandon, it's all over now.
It's all over now. Bassy Simon, 1927.
No, good night, Mr. Crandon.
Good night. There were two songs, Good Night. It was Good Night, Irene, written by Lomax and Ledbetter. Good Night, Sweetheart, written by Rudy Valley and Ray Noble.
RX.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.